All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is International Red's Fashion Experience. At you one more again, you understand me, with the show today. As you can see the title there, A Vacation State of Mind. What I mean by a vacation state of mind is actually, you know what I mean? You can go on a vacation, but if your mind is not in a vacation state of mind, you're not really there. And what I mean, why I say this and why I come up with this show is because I remember back in the day I did a lot of traveling. I've been in a lot of places. I was physically in all these different places in these different states. And I really totally didn't enjoy them because I was there working. I was there, hustling and doing what I was doing. You know what I mean? And like I was constantly, in these new places and different things. But my mind wasn't relaxed. I wasn't in a vacation state of mind because I was hustling and working. So it's different, you know what I mean, when you're out there in a place, but your body's there and you're physically there, but you're not really relaxed and totally enjoying the environment and enjoying the presence, enjoying the right now. You know what I mean? And I'm going to give you examples of this as well as telling you how you get yourself in that state of mind. First of all, you understand me, I lived in Vegas years ago, and I lived there 4 years, and I was there, and everybody that came to the town visiting, they were on vacation. I was there because I wasn't on vacation. I was living there. So, I was there, on a permanent basis. It was different, you see. And I didn't feel the same way as other people did as far as enjoying all the activities and different things, But the thing about it is I'm going to Vegas actually in June. And I will be in a vacation state of mind when I go because I realize that's very important. And I'm going to give you an example why. Because I went to Reno 2 or 3 years ago. I used to live in Reno as well. I stayed in Reno. And I stayed there and I was hustling and staying and lived there. And I didn't really appreciate Reno. Then when I went there on a vacation, a 3-day vacation, I went to Reno. As I went on that vacation to Reno, it was the most enjoyable trip I had been on in a long time. And it was somewhere that I went, like I said, I was there continuously, but I was not in a vacation state of mind. This was the first time that I actually went there without doing no hustling, no nothing, just constantly just enjoying. And I was by myself. I was with some other people, but I left them and went on my own journey because they didn't know how to live in a vacation state of mind. They didn't know how to do that. They were in Reno. You go to the buffet, you have steak and eggs and all these different things that you get. They go to McDonald's. McDonald's, you can go to McDonald's in San Francisco. You go to McDonald's anywhere. You don't go to a vacation town and eat something that you eat all the time. You do everything on a vacation state of mind. You go to where, tourists go, and you eat there and you enjoy that and you go to those places and you know what I mean, and you enjoy, and that's exactly what I did. And I had such a good time, you know what I mean, when I left the people that I was with, because like I said, they weren't ready to live the way I was trying to live. They were not ready to do that. They did not see the value in that. They didn't see it. I was steady trying to tell them, you know what I mean, how to live more better, you know what I mean, and they wasn't able to do that, But the thing you have to do is, this is what I try to tell people. Wherever you go, I don't care if you go to, like say you live in San Francisco and you go to Vallejo, to Marine City or Marine or whatever they call that amusement park they got over there. I think it's Marine whatever they have over there in Vallejo. You go to that amusement park, you go to different places, the amusement parks and things that are close, whatever. You go there and enjoy yourself the best you can, But you go there in a vacation state of mind. Make sure that your mind is on vacation. Don't take work with you. Don't take no worries with you. None of that. You have to really, you understand me, prepare yourself for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I realize that how important it is to be, to be in that state of mind. Not working and not hustling and not doing none of that. Just really, really, really being like a tourist. Because that's where you get the most enjoyment. Because when I was hustling, like I said, I traveled. I went a lot of places. I went to Miami. I went to different places, but I was not in a vacation state of mind. I would like to go back to those places and do a do-over in a relaxed, enjoyable way to get the most out of it, which I shall do because, like I said, I'm retired now and I'm trying to enjoy my life. A friend of mine was just telling me today, he's talking about he's going to Vegas. The people he wants to meet up there, they're catching a plane and they're flying, right? He wants to drive 8 hours in a car to go there by himself. I advise him not to drive in a car by himself because it's not enjoyable when you're by yourself. If you're with someone, 8 hours is not bad driving in a car. It's not bad at all. But that's taking part of your vacation away when you're driving because driving is something that is a little bit of stress when you're driving. It's not really by yourself driving 8 hours. It's more like it takes away from the vacation. I wouldn't advise you to drive that far by yourself. If you have a group of people with you, 3 or 4 people, you're talking and having fun, that's different. Because you're enjoying the trip. You're enjoying the field trip. But if you're by yourself, because when I used to travel, when I used to hustle, I'd drive, like when I'd go to Vegas, I would stop in Bakersfield. I would stop in Fresno. I would stop, I would work my way to get to Vegas. Then I would stop in L.A. I would do it like that to where it was enjoyable, and I was still working, making money, because I was working. That's how I got to a place, But just going straight somewhere, no. You take a plane. Even though it might cost more money, it's worth it because you're enjoying the trip. Now, you're only going to be there 4 days. You're going to spend 2 out of the 4 days driving. You're knocking 2 days off of the trip. 2 days is not even considered a vacation, because you had to drive. Consider the plane ride the part of the vacation. When you're on the plane, you're enjoying the plane. When I got in the plane, went up in the air, and I was going there to do some shopping a couple of times. The last time I was on the plane, it was a one-day shot. I left in the morning and then left out of there at night, and I was flying to L.A. And I enjoyed the trip because I was shopping. It was a shopping thing, That was semi-vacation because I wasn't working. I was going to get supplies and get things, but I wasn't, I enjoyed the trip. Something that I did. Then there's times that I did drive to L.A., but I stayed along the way, But it's just like you have to have your mind focused on the enjoyment of a trip when you go. First of all, you be prepared for the trip. You have your clothes laid out. You know what I mean? You make reservations for the rooms and stuff. Be ready. Don't wait till the last minute. You get those rooms, the reservations for the rooms. You get everything budgeted out so you financially you won't have to be worried. You know how much the room's going to be. You know how much money you have to spend to buy things when you're there. You make sure you have enough money. If anything, have a little extra money because you don't know what you want to do. Then you have a stress-free vacation. Then you will have a stress-free vacation. You know what I mean? And then you go and you enjoy yourself. Wherever you plan to go, like say, for instance, you're planning to go to, say if you want to go to Hawaii. That's a lot of money and it's a long ways away. So you have to take a plane. What you do is, you say, you go to the travel agency, first of all. Let me tell you about my first trip when I went to Hawaii. I wasn't going to go. My mother, my sister, and them told me I need to go because my sister and them had already went. So they told me, they said, you need to go. You need to go. And that's the best trip I ever went on, and I'm so happy I went on it because I went with my mother. And it was after the 1989 earthquake in San Francisco. And before that, I wouldn't even thought of going. But then when that earthquake came about, and it could have been the end of the world, man, I went on. I was ready to go. I said, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to, I was ready to go to Hawaii. But when I went to Hawaii, let me tell you, I went to Hawaii. I wasn't really in a vacation state of mind, even though I enjoyed it. I'm glad I went, but I went with jewelry, and I made money. I made money when I was there, but I enjoyed time with my mother. My mother really appreciated me going and being with her. But I really was hustling and doing what I did, even when I was in Hawaii. So it wasn't like I really knew how to have a vacation state of mind. I didn't really know how to do that at that time. This is something that I just learned a few years ago after I retired, you know. I didn't know that at the time. So I want to go back to Hawaii with my queen and really enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the environment. I'm going to go there and really enjoy it. I'm going to go there and really enjoy it. This is what I plan on doing. You know, really go there because now I know what it takes. You understand me? To go somewhere. You go, like I said. Let me get back to this. You make preparations. You understand what I mean by you make preparations? You go to a travel agency. You see how much you have to pay a month that you can afford to get to the. Say you want to travel. You want to make your plan to go on the trip. Say this is May. This is the first part of May. Say you want to go and you want to be there in January, right? You want to be there in January of 2022. That's like 7, 8 months. Okay, so you figure out how much it's going to cost, what the deal is, and then you pay so much a month. Say if you pay $100 a month, whatever it is to get that $700, $800 that you have to pay, your portion of the deal, and then you pay that, and then bam, in 8 months, you got that paid up, the package deal. 2 weeks motel, and the flight. You figure it out. It might be more than that. It might be $1,500. Whatever it is, you figure out a way to budget. You might have to budget it for the next year or whatever. Whatever the time that you decide. If that's the trip you want to take, you budget it. You go to a travel agency and you budget it out with the best agency and get the best deal. You know what I mean? That's the first thing you do, and get a deal on the flight and the fare. You know, you try to go the best time where you get the best deal. I wouldn't go in the summer to Hawaii. I would probably go in the winter because that's when they have the good weather there, and other places are cold. So a lot of people are probably trying to go there, but most in the summer, it was school's out and everybody's trying to travel. So that's a bad time to go if you're retired. Like myself, you can go when everybody else can't go. So so you go at a retirement time and get a better deal. You know, but you go whenever it's convenient for you and your family, under whatever circumstances, if it's summertime, whatever. If you go on a car trip, wherever you go, if you go just to Disneyland or wherever you go, plan it out and make sure you are ready to deal with it. You see? You know what I mean? You have to get it done. Okay, speaking of getting it done, let me give a shout out to my queen, Beverly, and she will have a show on the 21st, 2021, Getting It Done. It's Getting It Done 2021, and we're going to do this on the 21st of this month. So it's 21, and we're going to be getting it done in 21. So it's going to be that show. It's going to be developed. It's going to be going down the 21st of this month. It's going to be Beverly Getting It Done in 2021. You see. And I just want to give her that shout out and let you know her show will be back on. She comes once a month. It's the Beverly Hodge Harmonious Experience with us. With her, it's a harmonious experience. That's her show. The Harmonious Experience with Hodge, with Beverly Hodge. You dig? Hodgepodge. All right, ladies and gentlemen, getting back to the show. Bam! You make sure, you understand me, you get ready for the vacation, the best of your ability before you go. Make sure you got everything prepared to go. Don't, do anything stressful. If you're going to go on a trip and you're driving there, make sure you have all the liquids, an ice chest, have it all ready and have it planned out where you're going to stop along the way so you make restroom stops. You know what I'm saying? And make it enjoyable. When you stop at these restroom stops, make it enjoyable. You stop at the little sites or whatever it is. I wouldn't advise you to go on no 3 or 4 day drive place because I've done that before. I went to New York, and that was years ago, and that was a vacation when I went to New York. But I stayed there a month, and I was with the people, and they didn't really, I wasn't really in charge. I would never go on a vacation where I'm not in charge, because sometimes people You go with them, and you're glad you went because you did enjoy the experience. Because otherwise, I wouldn't have went to New York and I wouldn't have got there. So I did go with them, and we did drive. But I know this driving, you have to stay in motels. It takes you damn near 2 weeks, a week to get there, and you spend so much money. It's better just to fly and get there and rent a car. If you want to know the truth about it, get there in 5 hours. Because the money you spend, the time, the stress, it's not worth it. You're riding through rain, you're riding through storms. I mean, it's just really something. But I'm glad I did it because I learned that it's the thing. It's something that you don't want to do. Now, if I was hustling back in the day when I was hustling, I went to Florida and all those places. I was on the bus, actually. So I was getting and dropping off in towns and getting back home. And I wasn't really stressing at the time because I wasn't driving. But when I did drive and go places like Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Phoenix and Florida and all, different places, and Denver, and I happened to went out in a car, it was different because I have to say, I was hustling at the time, and I was stopping, and I knew how to make things happen. But I know now that you have to be in a vacation state of mind when you travel, and make sure it's pleasant. You don't want to be with people that are not pleasant, because I know my sister and my auntie went to Louisiana years ago, and they had such a horrible trip. They had a motorhome. They went in a motorhome. And the motorhome broke down. I mean, it was horrible. It was the worst trip. They came back complaining. They were their money. I mean, it was just terrible the way they explained the trip. So, you can have bad trips, so you want to make sure you plan your trip out to where you don't have a bad experience, you see? And the way you do that is you make sure you travel with someone that, that's close to you. You don't, what I mean? I know people get with people and just travel with them and go to these places, and they try to save money and travel with people in different clubs and organizations. That's all right for some people to do that. You can get in an organization and they go places and do things. That's if you're a single person by yourself and you're trying to meet people. You can do that. You can go on a cruise. You can go on on these different groups that travel. They have travel groups that go places with people. And they're actually, what they're actually doing, believe it or not, what they're actually doing is they're enjoying meeting people, and they're trying to find somebody. They're not sociable people, so they don't socialize ordinarily. So they get in this group of people that travel, and it's economy. You live in a these hostel places. Hostel, I can't think what they call it, but it's like a hotel, but it's not. And they live with people in a room, and that's all right for young people that's trying to make their way or do whatever they're doing. That's okay. But older people that want their privacy and their peace of mind, I wouldn't advise you to do that. When you get at a certain state of mind, you want peace of mind, and that's the first thing older people want, is they want peace of mind when they travel. So I would not advise you to get in these groups with all these people that you don't know, different personalities. You know what I mean? Because it might not be the best thing for you. You might experience a bad experience, in other words, in the travel. So to make sure to prevent all that from happening, you go somewhere with somebody you know, somebody you love, preferably your mate. If you don't have a mate, then you have a best friend or somebody that you get along with good. Then you go on a trip with them. Then more likely it's going to be a successful vacation because you and this person done things together before. You know what I mean? So you're going to be considerate of one another. You don't want to get with somebody that have different attitudes and different outlooks and different things. You have to learn this. You know what I mean? But this show is about you being your best self as far as being a vacation state of mind. And you do that by wherever you go. It don't make no difference where you go. It's the attitude you carry when you get there. Wherever you go, it doesn't make any difference. Wherever you go, as long as you keep that vacation state of mind with you. You can be right in your own town and go to museums. You can go to the zoo, different things, different places. They have free days for all these different things where it doesn't cost you a lot of money and you can spend a day doing something enjoyable. But, but being in a vacation state of mind. Worry free. Don't worry about your office. Don't worry about your job. Don't do something that you ordinarily would do. You know. You know what I mean? Be in the right state of mind so where you do what's proper and what's best for you. And you do that by enjoying your journey. You dig? You have to enjoy the journey. You know what I'm saying? And take it and make it the best when you travel. You know, when you go where you go. You know? Because like I said, I refused. When I went on that vacation, I could have had a bad attitude. I could have took it like the people that I went with. See, I went on one of those trips, but I left them people alone. I went on my own and enjoyed myself. They did. They were frustrated over the place they stayed. There was too many of them in the room. They had ran out of money because they gambled, and then they went, you know, to a cheap place to eat. You know what I mean? No, you don't do that. You plan your plan and you stick to your goal and you do what you have to do. And if the other people that you get broke or do something, whatever, hey, help them if you can. If you can't, don't worry about them. Enjoy yourself. Sometimes people say, well, that's selfish. You know what I mean? I came with them. No, you got to do what you got to do. Because I did what I did and I enjoyed myself and had a happy time. And then I still helped them and fed them and gave them some money to eat and all that. Because I felt sorry for them because they had the trip and then they ended up not having a good trip. And I had a great trip. I did everything I wanted to do, and I didn't do a whole lot of extra stuff. I went shopping, and it's just the idea that I was on my own, and I was able to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. You know, that means a lot when you're in charge of your life. You know what I'm saying? And I was by myself. That's the thing about it. I was by myself because I left them because they weren't. You know, I wasn't gonna let them. You understand me? I started off with them, and they was walking slow and doing this and doing that. You know, I tried to keep up with them. But it didn't act right. It didn't come through right, you know? So I had to let them go, but I was happy about it. They got mad at me, and some of them ain't talking to me right to this day. But it's okay because I didn't do anything wrong, and I enjoyed myself. And I'm not going to let nobody interfere with me in my vacation. That's why I'm not going on vacations and doing things with a lot of people because I don't need that. You know, I don't need that. If they don't enjoy and have the same interests I have in things that I do, then you know, I'm not gonna do it. It's just like me. I like to dress. I like to travel. Well, you know, quite that's if I like to dress, I'm gonna be buying clothes or going somewhere where they have nice clothes and shopping and doing things like that. If you don't share the interest in me, and we go on a vacation, you like to go hiking up in the mountains, and I like to go shopping in the nice stores. What's that gonna do? We don't have no interest. So why would I want to go on a vacation with you, knowing, you understand me, our interests are not the like? We might be able to talk on the phone. We might be able to do this, we might be able to do it, but we're not going to go, like say if we went to Paris. You know what I mean? I like to go to Paris. I go because I like clothes. I like dressing. So I know that's the fashion capital of the world. So I would go and enjoy the fashion as well as being fashion. So that's my philosophy and that's how I think. That's how I would deal with it. But that's not to say it's right or it's wrong, but it's right for me. So if you're not on my page, we don't share the same interests, then why would I want to go anywhere with you? You know, it ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I say to myself that you have to be in a vacation state of mind and you have to be with someone that's not gonna interfere with your harmony. You don't want nobody that's gonna interfere. So that's why I say, if you're going to go with people, make sure that they share the same interests with you. You know, like if you go with your family, you're going to get along because it's family. You know, your children, you know, your kids, they're going to listen to you. Your mother, you're going to listen to her. You know, you're going to do it because you enjoy the time with the people that you're with. It's a family, then you go with the people. You love them and you're going to get along with them, so you go with family. You know what I mean? Because these are times you share and you cherish. That's beautiful when you do the family thing. You'll get along because there's no other way around it, and you will enjoy yourself. You see, because you know you consider their feelings and they consider your feelings. You guys consider enjoying things, you know. Because I went to a family reunion with my sister and my nieces and all them, and my nephew. You know, been to Louisiana family reunion. That was beautiful. I really enjoyed that. That was a beautiful vacation, and I exactly what it was. It was a vacation. I went there with a vacation state of mind. And that's what you have to do. This is why I say, and we flew, took a plane, and took a plane back, and all we did was go there for the weekend, but it was so beautiful. And we had the car, we did everything right. And it was wonderful. See, that's what I'm saying. When you do things with your family, you love doing things with them because you love them. And you know what I mean, you make sacrifices and you enjoy just being with them. Whatever you're doing, you're loving it because you're together. See, that's a different situation to where when you're with some strangers or when you're with a group of people because you're in a club and they don't care about you, you don't know them that well, then it's not gonna work. You know what I mean? You can join the group, but I wouldn't go and actually travel with them. I would go there and maybe try to meet some people. You know what I mean? You might meet someone. If you don't have friends, you might meet a friend there. One person might share your interest, then you might get along with them. Other than that, I wouldn't actually take no trip with nobody that I'm not close to. You know, if it ain't a family member or it ain't my mate, I wouldn't really go nowhere on no trip. You know what I mean? Because they may interfere with your harmony. You want peace of mind and harmony, and you want to have yourself in a vacation state of mind. You want to be in a vacation state of mind. For you to be in a vacation state of mind, you have to be in control of your life. You have to be in charge, you see? You know what I mean? If you're not in charge, then you have to be opened up enough to be with family and loved ones where you be considerate enough to let them, you take a back seat and let them take you where they want to go, what they want to do. But you're still enjoying the ride because you love them, so you be considerate. And you're still going to enjoy yourself and be happy because you're with family and close friends. Then I understand if you're with a close friend or if you're with family, then the trip will be successful. You see, but when you get with those group activities, with strangers going somewhere just to be going, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Because I've known quite a few people that went on trips, and I hear them come back complaining about what these other people did and how they acted. It's always going to be somebody that's going to make you mad. It's going to piss you off, and you don't care about them, so you're not considering what they want, what they feel, and what they do. You're not caring because you don't care nothing about them. So for you to really be considerate, you have to really love the person or really appreciate them and really enjoy being around them. Because when you're on a vacation, sometimes circumstances bring you to a state of mind where they may not play past the situation like you do. Certain things irritate you, certain things happen, you got to play past it. I know I went on a vacation with this one girl, and she complained about everything, the heat on the plane, the this, the that, complaining. I would never go nowhere with nobody like that. I would never be around no one like that. At this point in my life, I don't need that. But at that time, I've been through. You experience a lot of things to get to the point in your life where you know what you want, who you want, and how you want to be. And when you get to that point, then you can say, hey, I want a vacation state of mind, nothing less, and be the best you can be. International Red for the record, the fashion experience. I want you to take this fashion experience and remember, fashion is with you. It's in you and it's on you. When you dress a certain way and you be the best you can be, then you're being fashion. You know what I mean? Your fashion may not be like somebody else's fashion. But be creative and make sure you do the best you do for you. You're doing it for you, not for no one else. International Red Fashion Experience, over and out. Next time, see you on the show. Next week, be good. International Red for the record. Here it is.